few of the board members of the Wisconsin Institute of Peace and Conflict Studies, and our objective is to share with you some ideas as a student of how to deliver a quality paper. So that's the question, is what does it take to deliver a quality paper? So let's get some advice. Who would like to volunteer first of what it takes to develop a quality paper?
Looks like you're aiming at me, so I'll go first.
Robert, you go first.
Yeah, I'm Robert Pine from St. Norbert College, and when I think about quality papers, I think about the quality of the writing, the quality of the research, and especially the creativity of the student. So it's important that you get your facts straight. It's important that you do your homework, that you understand the works with which you're interacting. It's important that you write well, that you think well, but really what makes a paper pop, what makes it stand out from the crowd, is when you have some kind of creative approach that says something also about you, so that we can see from this that you have engaged this personally, that you have immersed yourself in it, that we can see that this is more than just a report. It's not a report like you do through high school or something. This is something where we are seeing your mind at work, engaging with the material, recognizing it well, managing it well, but putting your own stamp on it so that we walk out of there and we know something about you and what you think about that topic.
Excellent, thank you. Lynn, anything to add to that?
I would. I think what Professor Pine is basically trying to say is that you are the author. And in being author, that means authority. So authority is not that you're making all of this up, but rather that you have connected yourself to what others have discovered. You've translated it into what you think your audience really needs to know about this issue. So you're only going to tell a small part of what you found in your research work when you actually get to the conference. But it's the idea that you have a passion for it, and that's what focuses it. What is your twist on it? What is your particular contribution to our thinking about these important issues of peace and justice and conflict and human rights? That's what we hope that you'll bring when you put together your paper and bring it to a conference that we have.
Excellent. Now you guys have said such good things. Maybe there's not much left to say.
Right.
Do you have something to add to that,
My name's
Pat?
Pat Kennelly from the Marquette Center for Peacemaking, and I want to reinforce what Bob said and what Dr. Worley said. But I want to add that what we're saying is you have to have not only the competency, right, so you need to make sure your grammar is good, that you've proofread, that really you've spent time going through different iterations of your paper, drafting, revising, but you have to demonstrate to us that you have the capacity to speak on this. And so we don't want to read a paper that just pushes an idea or an agenda. We want to see that you've wrestled with the sources, that you understood perspectives that you might not agree with, that you acknowledge the strengths of those other sides, and also the weaknesses, that you identify the limitations of the argument that you're making, and that you really put forth a coherent argument. And the number one thing is don't shoot yourself in the foot. Proofread your paper.
Excellent. Haj?
I'm Haji Dakhanchi from University of Wisconsin Superior. I think the thing that I look forward the most is, do you have a good idea? Do you have a genuinely new idea that you want to talk about? It's not about filling out 5 pages or 10 pages, but it's about saying something unique and adding to what we already know. And so to that extent, that to me is very important. The idea of being prepared, being passionate is really good. And to a certain extent, we want you to be assertive because this is your work. You're telling us something about yourself, what your position is, and how you relate to a particular field. So that's very good. But I think the second point is also the point of humility. It's always nice to say, this is my position, but this is also a shortcoming of my position. Be cognizant that we don't have perfect answers. We are in search of the perfect answers. And so it's very good to not only say what's good about your work, but also address what are the shortcomings of your work. And be honest. Intellectual honesty is the heart of what we are trying to reach.
Thank you very much, everybody. This is Jacques Duplessis from UWM. My final comments would be, like writing any essay, you've got to structure it well. You've got to have your thoughts really well placed. That logic needs to flow as others listen to you, that they can easily grasp how you're putting it together and where you're going. Thank you very much.